My dear participants, I welcome you all for the sixth day of 10 days International Gender Sensitization Program on Women Empowerment for Societal Transformation, organized by the Center for Women Empowerment and Women Studies of Manonmaniam Sundarna University. The resource person for the today's section is Ms. S.J.K. Sharmila, founder and chairman, International Commercial and Cultural Forum, and also the founder and chairman of Valley Ventures USA. As to her profile, Madam Sharmila is result-oriented professional with strong governmental relationship across Singapore, India, Europe, and Australia. She has got professional background which includes campaign, governmental MNCs, private investors, legislative deals, and decisions experience. She is an effective communicator with demonstrated ability to build private and government coalitions, investment initiatives, strategically achieve goals and objectives. She has got strong pragmatic and organizational skill sets. She has got exceptional interpersonal relationship building skills within varying work environments. Excuse me. She has handled ESD 300 mil annual portfolio in the corporate career. She is a speaker and member in many associations. To name a few, British American Association Singapore, American Women's Association Singapore, Singapore Business Federation, Enterprise Group of Singapore, Asian Investor Group, IFM Investor Group, Singapore FinTech Association, Singapore Indian Association, Singapore Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry, Financial Women's Association Singapore, and the Singapore Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, among others. She has participated in many panel discussions, and she has been associated, and she is a partner in many organizations at Singapore and also in USA. And we have got a eminent resource person, a very good orator, and it's time for us to welcome her to the section. Before going to the section, my dear participants, I kindly request every one of you to fill up the daily feedback form, and I kindly request you to give the correct mail ID in the feedback form. And certificate generation is an automated process. If you give the correct mail ID, certainly you will get the certificates of the day's participation. The same day you'll get the certificates. And also, many of the participants have been asking in the chat box whether they will be getting the consolidated 10-day certificates. I assure you that all the participants who have participated in all the 10 days program will be given 10 days consolidated certificate within a day. Yes, with this short instruction, I hand over the section to the resource person. Welcome you, ma'am. The section is yours now.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Dr. Revati. And I can literally see so many women join this session, and I'm really happy about it. Really happy about it. So, as Dr. Revati had given an introduction about me, I'm Sharmila from Singapore, but natively, originally, I'm from India, and that too very much specific in Tamil Nadu, and very much specific near to Trichy. So near to Trichy, I studied in a very government school, still my high secondary. Then after that, I completed my architecture. Then I have done my master's with Rutgers University, USA. Then I have got my certification with Harvard University for strategical management. And then onwards, my career started, and as well as my professional life started, and where I am today. We are going to talk about women empowerment. What are the benefits the society gets about women empowerment? So this is a topic which I chose when Dr. Revati had asked me what is the topic you wanted to talk, and this is a topic which I chose because This is one of the personal experience which I had gone through, being from Tamil Nadu, then after marriage coming to Singapore, and travel around almost 67 countries across the globe. So have got different experience from country to country and people to people and women to women, culture to culture, dialect to dialect. There are so many other things when we talk about women empowerment, we can keep on going why women empowerment is needed. Let me start up with my presentation. So, what are all the benefits the society gets by empowering women?
Yes, ma'am, I added to the screen, ma'am. The PPT I have added to the screen.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Okay, thank you. So, you can see that this is like just the first page which I wanted to start with. So, when I was in India, when I was studying, and I did not have much global experience, where my dream was to just get married and get settled down with a happy family. And after marriage, when I came to Singapore, the social impact taught me what is the need for the woman empowerment. Why do we need to empower ourselves? So it was my volunteer self when I went for a work. Then slowly I learned how I can expose myself, what are my talents, which I can bring up to the world. That is where my journey started. And today I have got few businesses in my hand where there are many families whom I can support. And most of my employees I support for women. It is not that because I do not want support for men, but I really want to empower the women. When we go down to this presentation, you will understand why we want to empower women and what are all the benefits we get by empowering women. And the first deck, it talks about me, who is owning this ICCDF. Why I'm bringing it as primary apart from my all other business. After so many years of journey, now there is something which we want to give it to the society. That is our corporate social responsibilities. So few of the VIPs, we can say that expats joined and started this organization to give something back to the society. I don't know how many men does that. Women, I feel that I have to give something back to the society. So I'm connecting all those talents to provide ecosystem support, a mentorship, a support needed for the students, a job orientation needed for the students or the job seekers from our society, from other society, wherever there is a need, wherever we can fill the gap by providing our mentorship, our support, our services to the society. It is not specific to one particular domain. We want to identify wherever the need is there, we are there to help you. So that is where we started with women empowering. This is one of the society benefits by empowering a woman. That's me, which I'm going to give it back to the society, which I'm giving back to the society, right? So this is the best example which I can bring it from myself. So this is where I stand today and how it can be done. Ma'am, is it the screen shared? Because now I can see only myself.
No, ma'am, it is not shared, ma'am. You please add to the screen. I'll share it here.
Is it shared?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I have added to the screen.
Okay.
I have
So as you
added,
can
ma'am.
see, one of our great leader, I can say that Vivekananda said the best thermometer to the progress of a nation is its treatment of its women. How rightly he said. So what is woman empowerment or empowerment? So why he had said that? This is the process and outcome of the process by which women challenge gender-based discrimination against women and men in all the institutional and structures of society. So The main problems faced by women in past and present are gender discrimination, women education, female infanticide, dowry. There are so many other things which we can talk about. These are all the issues which women face today, yesterday, but tomorrow they are not supposed to face all these things. You can see the prevalence of early marriage around the world. The percent of women ages 20 to 24 who were married by age 18. You can see the data which is given by UNICEF. So sad. And when there was this very interesting survey had done, it was even a woman accepts, women and men who agree that wife beating is acceptable if a wife argues with her husband. You can see in Indonesia, they're agreeing, wife is agreeing 77 women out of 5 men. This is in India, how many women agree to it? In Uganda, how many women agree to it? Who gave them this kind of a mentality that beating a woman is acceptable? Why it should be this way? The harassment, exploitation, discrimination. What There are so many crimes happening against women. So what does it does? Without empowering a woman, what are all the things happens in this society? We are going through a lot of sad stories, lot of sad things happening in the story because the woman empowerment is not there. So the main problem why we are going through all these issues, the main problem is lack of education, financial constraints, family responsibility is owned by only one, or you can say the majority has been taken by the male. Low mobility, the women are not allowed to mobile themselves freely around so that they do not have the visibility of the world, what is happening around the world, which makes them low ability to bear risk, low need for achievement. A woman, most of the country, it is considered that they're just a homemaker, not a homemaker. They even does the duties in the home. There's nothing much for them to achieve. Absence of ambience for the achievement. There are so many homemakers who are good at interior design, who are good at coming up with colorful themes, who are good at teaching kids very well, who are good at taking care about the elders in a tremendous way, but there is no achievement given. And the social status. The social status for a woman is very, very, very important. That gives us the confidence like anything. So these are all the main problems which is lacking when it comes to women. When it lacks to a woman, all these problems, the growth of the family, the nurturing the family itself, it has a deficiency. So why we need to empower women? The more you empower a woman, their decision making power, it becomes unimaginable. There is a support the society gets. Freedom of movement makes things very easy. And access to education, women's education. If a man is taught, he is only taught to himself. A woman is taught, she is taught to a village. That there is a proverb. So when a woman is taught properly, the education, she flows it down like a river. And access to employment, she has to be given access to employment so that there is a ratio balanced, and as well as the woman gets a recognition, the social status maintains there. Exposure to media, there are so many women who has much talent, they're very good at speaking, they're very good at singing, they're very good at coming up with their own debates and their own vision, but exposure to media, they're very shy, they do not want to because of the society. So we have to empower the women to come out and expose themselves to the media so that we bring our women talent to the world and stop domestic violence. Domestic violence is not acceptable at all against a woman. So teach our women they are not supposed to accept any kind of a domestic violence. What happens when women get violent? When something happens, the domestic violence happens in a family. The growing kids, when they see, they take it as this is a right way for a man to behave. So always the education starts from home. Either it is a verbal abuse or physical abuse, whatever abuse it is. A domestic violence against women have to be literally punished. And we women we have to stand for our own rights. This is our self-respect. So any kind of a domestic violence should not be encouraged. So what are the advantages of women empowerment? As I said, the education starts from home. The education starts from where we and what we do with our environment. So the next generation will be empowered because of her. In a family where a woman is given equal right, if you closely notice your surroundings, in a family or within your friend circle, excuse me, wherever a woman is given equal importance, that environment glows. If woman will be empowered, she will not be a burden to anyone. She will be a very big support to everybody, to the society. Financial burden reduces much, much, much less the way the man think. The family will be more strong, and because of both working hands. Two hands makes more noise, right? That comes in a positive way also. So that comes in a positive way also. So this is the these are all the main advantages of women empowerment does to the society. When a family has a good culture and it is nourished with good environment, the surroundings around that family, the surroundings around that environment also blooms. So that is how a society gets improved. So the decision making power. When it comes to the decision making power, the number of decisions women make jointly varies positively with education and non-linearly with wealth. And for women, having earnings that they control is associated with greater participation in decisions. So their earnings, whatever they earn, it is not that they just earn, come and hand over it to whomever is responsible for the family or the community. They have to be involved in all the decisions taken for the family or the community operations, which will make them more empowered and more potential, more productive. A major say in their use is negatively associated with the number of decisions made jointly and unexpectedly positively associated with the number of decisions made mainly alone. So, freedom of movement, women freedom of movement is severely curtailed. Only 1 in 3 are allowed to go alone to the market or the healthcare center or outside the community. So, why this is happening? Because a lot of society are related, there's so many things which we hear about women abusement, blah 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 blah. Why it is continuously happening? Are we educating our women to protect ourselves? Are we educating our men? Are we educating our boys how to behave with the women? So there is a lack of education here. So when this education happens, when women are allowed to move freely, that is where the healthy environment gets created. How does all this can happen to a woman? And access to education. The access to education, children's education to a girl or to a woman, that is what brings a maturity. That is what gives the environment. That is what gives a society a good future. If you have money, it is only with you. When you have education, that is like you are a society. Like the education gives you everything. So let your girls, whomever you know, your women, your surroundings, your relations, wherever you see a girl child needs an education, support, give them the education. Only two-thirds of the girls and three-fourths of the boys aged 16 to 17 years are attending school. This is based on the data sheet. So you can see like lack of education will lead to a lot of criminal activities. So providing education is a base core for an woman empowerment, whereas providing education not only to the girl child, to the male, to the boy child also. To boys also, when we give proper education with a good environment, then our society becomes, we can avoid all these harassments, whatever we are hearing about the women moving freely, all these things will be eliminated from the society. So access to employment. Education is the primary core for women empowerment. The next pillar for women empowerment is access to employment. The relationship of employment and wealth for women, such as that for many women, that is a necessity, economic necessity, as well as that is our social status. So access to employment, it is not that we have to go and work on somewhere. You can be a self-employed person. So promote anyone, any woman who want to be A self-employed person or one who want to go to work or who want to earn in a way that's doing many online businesses, whatever, give counseling. Anyway, give them access to employment. It can be part-time or full-time. It can be once a week or twice a week. Some kind of access to employment, some kind of a earning on their own will boost their self-confidence, like uh, self-confidence in a way that the family itself powered with, like Captain America family, that kind of power comes to the family, that kind of a power comes to a woman. I can see many men here, many men and many women in the group. So if you have any doubts, feel free to ask me in between, because I would like to have a conversation based presentation rather than only me talking. So if you see the data sheet, only 7% of women work in professional, technical, and managerial occupations. What happened to all other women? Don't we carry that knowledge? Don't we have that potential? Are we not productive? Wouldn't we be able to do it? We'll be able to do it. We are able to do it. There is one complaint which I agree from men. When they ask a woman to go to work or do some part-time earning or do something, the woman immediately say, I have to take care about my family, I have to take care about this, I have to take care about kids, I have to take care about the elders. Yes. Balance your family and work. Balance your personal commitments and work. Dedicate some time for your own access, own employment, whatever it is. 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day, it is more than enough. That gives you an employment, that gives you a social status, that gives you a self-confidence. So stop complaining about day in, day out, daily chores. Let's do something. This is only for those women who are fully bonded and binded themselves within the family work. For those women, boost them to come up. If you know the way that they have talent, if you know the way that they can get their own earning, regardless of any status they are, they must be self-saturated with financially by someone else, by their own family members. Boost them to come up with their own earning. That will give them a lot of self-confidence. Instead of rather only giving them self-confidence, that will boost the next generation who's watching them also. It can be our daughter, it can be their daughter, it can be someone else's daughter. So all the women, the next generation, know the importance of going to employment or earning on your own and earning your social status. So exposure to media, as I said, about 71% of women are exposed to media as compared to 88% in case of men. 29% of women do not have access to media regularly. How many women or how many family, how many mother control the daughter for being exposed to social media and control the son being exposed to social media? So this is a very sad truth. Most of us are controlling our daughters not to expose to the social media, and we fail to control our son. So why do we discriminate this? Do we need to do that, or do we need to educate our daughters how to expose to media? I personally feel that we have to educate our daughters, or we have to educate our sons on how to personally educate them, how to expose to media, what are all the methods, how to protect them from all those media hacking. So teach them how to use the media positively. Teach them how to use technology positively. Rather, asking our daughter or our son to stop exposing themselves to media, teach them to expose to media. One good example, Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, before they come, we had a very small society. Before they came, I do not know where my first standard or baby class friend was. But after this social media came, so I have got group of my people globally. I've got connected around the globe, and I'm very much active. I'm very much happy about it. So teach our next generation, or teach our peers, or teach our friends, teach our family how to get exposed to media. And one of the best example positively getting exposed to media, the presentation itself. We are all exposed using the media. We are all getting connected using this media. So teach our people, teach our kids, teach our girl childrens how to expose to the media positively and how they can protect themselves from social media. One of a personal experience, my niece, one night she was non-stop crying, and when everyone started asking, she was not opening up, and finally she opened up to me and she was saying that her Instagram account had got hacked and someone had sent fake messages to all her friends. So she was so much worried about what's going to happen. And she wanted to immediately delete her Instagram account and she wanted to get herself out. So that is when I taught her no, it is not the right way to delete your account and get back. She's a teenager. So if this is done, send a complaint to Instagram and send a mass message to all your friends that whatever they have received in the past few days. It is not only today because she is not sure when the hacking had happened. So just say that for the past few days, there's something happened into my account and someone hacked and posting irrelevant posts and sending messages irrelevant to people. So disseminate this information and be bold. Face it. And she's really happy about it. She was really happy about it and she did that. And Instagram also got back with the technical support to her. So teach our next generation how to use the media. So after that, she started doing her own counseling in Instagram. Now she has so many followers where she does counseling, and through this online counseling, she gets a good income. So teach our next generation or our peers, our friends to how to get exposure to media and how to get positive energy from media. So, ways to empower women, changes in women's mobility and social interaction. Please do not allow our people, please do not constrain our girls or ladies when they do social interaction with opposite gender. It's just a social interaction. Allow them to interact, allow them to get exposed, allow them to learn things. If you find something is not good, then advise them or correct them or teach them. But do not restrict them totally. Changes in women labor patterns. Give them equal rights. You see a man, you see a woman. Of course, there are so many natural things which they have to go through. If they have to go for a maternity leave, appreciate it. They are the one who's helping the earth to grow with the human population. So appreciate it. We need younger generation. Appreciate it. Give them support, but do not retrench them. Their talent is unimaginable. Their productivity it's double time. Changes in women access to and control over resources. Give them access over resources. Give them access over finance. Give them access over their environment cleanliness. Give them access over anything and everything. They will show you the difference what it makes. Changes in women's control over decision making. This I'll give you some examples of this. So what happens when you do women empowerment? The poverty get eradicated. Poverty is moved, and microcredit, easy access to credit. This is a well-known fact in our family itself. When we look out for money from our father, if we don't get it, at any time you go to our mother, my mother, in my case, somewhere she has savings. The immediate cash comes from her. So women, we have a habit of having this microcredit, savings and lending. This is a very, very, very good attitude. So that is one of the empowerment women has on economic and women's perspective in microeconomic policies. So by providing this microeconomic policies, today we are talking about a lot of crowdfunding platforms, venture capital. Where did all this come from? These are all came from our women, our mother and our grandmothers. Those dates itself, women, jointly they started doing this macroeconomic policies, microfinancing to families. So this is one of the proven example. By empowering women, they are improving the financial capability for the society. Enhance productivity and skills in agriculture. Women and industry entrepreneurship development, labor legislation support. By empowering women, the entire society, the pillar, what are all needed for a society improvement, automatically gets corrected, automatically gets improved. So, social empowerment to create an enabling empowerment through various affirmative developmental policies and programs for development of women. besides providing them easy and equal access to all the basic minimum services so as to enable them to realize their full potential. So when I read this, people think that it is a government policy, government has to change it. No, that's not true. It has to start from the family. When you say social empowerment, how many of us give equal rights to our own ladies in our family? Give them social empowerment. When we see Anil Ambani's daughter ruling her own kingdom, ruling her own office, ruling her own designing sector, we appreciate that. But how many of us let our teenage daughter to go and attend a family function on her own, to go and attend an event on her own, to go and present herself on a stage, to select what are all the competitions she wants to participate, what are all the media related presentations she wants to give? How many of us support that? That is where we need to change the policy within our family itself. Give our ladies, give our women, give our daughters and men do support. Of course, they are supporting. Of course, they are 100% supporting. I'm not saying that they are not supporting. They protect women by getting the fear of the society. That is the only thing why they do not want our girls to go upfront 100% because of their society fear, because of what's happening on the ground, and because of what are all the negative things we hear. Break it, break it. Give them the social empowerment. Teach them how to handle or be with them to protect, but give them the social empowerment. So the power what they get to be social empowered, which generates a feeling that the whole is greater than the sum of individuals, and they move as action as a group. When you give this social empowerment to women, always you notice around you, the woman creates a group to execute a work, which becomes more effective. And the power comes from within, a sense that there is strength that is in each and every individual. The recognition of one's own self acceptance and self respect enables the acceptance of others as equals. Whenever a woman is empowered, whenever a woman is allowed to lead or given an opportunity to lead, this is what they does. They enable the acceptance of others as equals. Basically, women are identified, they are strong at multitasking, innovation, closeness with nature, synergy, cooperation, physical strength, untapped energy. I in this word, the untapped energy. This is really real. I love this word. When you say untapped energy, how many of you agree that women are, strong at untapped energy? Revati madam, do you agree? I would
We
like
have
to
to
hear some
tap the,
voices.
yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. We have to tap all the untapped energy and talents within us. I do agree with you, ma'am.
Yes, there are so many
Yes, ma'am.
ladies I see here.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
yeah, men also there. Mr. Manish Rao. I can see Mr. Manish Rao from Government PG College. So, see, untapped energy in the sense that you can see them working from morning to night, multitasking many things. That kind of energy, it comes only from within a woman. This untapped energy comes into all the environment, not only in a family, your office, your production unit, a R&D unit, a medical unit, wherever you go. This untapped energy flows from within a woman, and it gets multiplied when they get the recognition, support, and encouragement. And this untapped energy gets killed just by negative surroundings. Just by negative surroundings. So support your women around you, whatever they are, whomever they are. If you need a productive, if you need their support, if you want to achieve something through them, support, encourage, recognize, and award them. You accept one thing, they give you 10 things. So, if due regard given, women is empowered, what happens to the society? We talk about, because the time is very limited, 30 minutes. What happens to the society? Everyone knows who she is, Mother Teresa. So, Mother Teresa, is there anyone who doesn't know Mother Teresa? So she was the founder of the Order of the Missionaries of Charity, a Roman Catholic congregation of women dedicated to helping the poor. So she dedicated herself to help the poor, and we know what she had changed the entire world's vision when it comes to leprosy, right? So she is the one who proved when you give empowerment to women, or when you allow empowerment to women to the world of peace, then this is a proven story. Next, the Iron Lady, Madam Indira Gandhi. So we all know how she was brought up, and that she was brought up with not even golden spoon, platinum spoon, and she was put up into political. And the time when she came up to political, she had to go through a lot of hard steps where she went through. But she was called an Iron Lady. And there's one incident, very frequently I remember when there was some critical stage had come, there was war situation had come, and some comments have been passed from Singapore, and that they will support the opponent. And Madam Indira Gandhi had, very, very, very boldly said that they're just a dot in the world map. None of the world leader have said that, and she is a daring lady. And in politics, she is an Iron Lady till today, and this all happened by empowering a woman. And next, how many of us like her? Kiran Bedi, the first IPS lady IPS officer. I personally spoke to her. I know her, and her voice is like very gentle lady voice, and the way she rules things, the way she controls the environment, the way she gets her things executed, the way she controls the crowd, the society, the power is there, and she knows how to get it executed. This all came by empowering her, by recognizing her, but by the first thing, by her education, by her social status. And we know how she is controlling wherever she has been posted in her life. She has shown a change in that society, a positive change in that society. And next, Opera Winfrey. So she is a talk show host, media executive, actress, and billionaire. And she is best known for being the host of her own widely popular program, The Oprah Winfrey Show. So she was born in a rural town. She moved to Baltimore, and after that, she had a career upgrade where her early life and education, these are all from a small farming community. She was empowered, and she proved herself today. So initially she was working in radio and television broadcasting. After that, moved to she hosted the TV chat show where people are talking. The show became a hit, and Winfrost, that is where she started, getting herself to the media stage, social stage. Until today, her shows are uncomparable to anyone else. And another lady of ours, the golden lady of ours who had proved in sports. So she is the Indian track runner, field athlete. How did she achieve this? By empowering her, by getting the recognition. She has proved her skills in sports, and look at the medal she's carrying. So uh, this is how the practice and the support from her coach, the support from her surroundings made her prove. Then Kalpana Chawla, we all know about her. And Kalpana Chawla is one of the talent American astronaut who's Indian origin American astronaut, engineer, and the first woman of Indian origin to go to space. So this is based on the talent. So once the talent learning, education, and the talent support has given, women can reach space. She has proven that. So we are no longer, no way, in no measure, we are less than anyone else. We are not less than anyone else. So So this is another one of my known girl from Dubai, Tasneem Abdahir. So yesterday, I happened to day before yesterday, I happened to join her webinar to just to learn what she is doing and how she is performing. How she is multitasking. So this girl has a tremendous knowledge of drawing, okay? And she is a school topper. Had taken 98 percentage in her higher secondary in Dubai. This is an upcoming talent, our younger generation, who is getting exposed to the world. And she is very much active in social media. And she is taking online counseling, online classes for drawings, online classes for arts related. So she is supported by the family and she is supported by her surroundings where she is proving her skills and she is improving the society. In her webinar, there was a 5 years old boy wanted to learn drawing and wanted to talk to her more about motivation and wanted to talk to her how to learn, how to achieve. There are so many things she was mentoring. And it was so sweet to watch that webinar itself. So that had proven that when we empower a woman, she doesn't stop because for her age, a 12th standard completed girl, for her age, once she started learning things on her own, once she started getting the confidence that what she is doing will give kind of, society changes, that's something she has to give back. Once she started getting that confidence from her family and surroundings that she is supported in what she is doing, she started giving back to the society. She started looking out for the society improvement. She did not stop within herself. So this is one of the best example which I can bring in what the society gets the benefit out of empowering a woman, empowering a girl. So how do we do that? Let's join hands for a bigger cause. Let's take them out of the darkness of life. Anything and everything. Out of the darkness in the sense it is not, we do not think in only one aspect. Please do not think in only one aspect. Think multi-aspect. What is a darkness? Are they outspoken? Why are they not outspoken? Why is my daughter is having a lot of stage fear? Why she is not speaking well? Why she is not communicating well with others? Why she is not going out? Why she is scared of doing with colors? Why she is not afraid of doing things? Identify. Let's take them out of it. Individual efforts are appreciable, but not sufficient. So we go join hands, do as a family, do as friends, give support. How do we give support? Shiksha, education, swastha, health, swalabham, self-reliance, justice, sensitivity, and equality. Give equality to women. How do we achieve this? Ways to achieve this. Identify self-help groups, otherwise form one. How I formed mine, form one. Anganwadis, government schemes, microfinance, self-employment. Identify ways to achieve. Identify for our own self, identify ways to achieve for others, identify ways to guide them, identify ways to provide them the path for their self-improvement. So these are all the ways, these are all the minimum ways how we can empower a woman. And I have shown practical example of by empowering a woman, how a society gets improved. By giving a support for a lady who was looking for peace, who was looking for healthcare related support, what happened to the society, and a lady who went into political and what happened to the society, and a lady who went into sports and where she brought the nation's name itself to Olympic and where we were, um, we got a recognition, and that moment was uncomparable. And a lady who went to space and proved herself and proved our nation. So different sectors, different area, different domain, different uh, places. By empowering a woman, the entire society got a recognition. So how do we achieve the ways to achieve also? There are these are this is not limited. This is not limited. Ways to achieve. There are many things ways to achieve. How to empower a woman. These are all the main things which we just listed. 5 main things. So teach them what are all the ways to achieve. Support them. Groom them. Groom them. Support them. Groom them for a better future, for a better environment, for a better world tomorrow, for a happy, healthy, and a safe world for tomorrow. Not only to educate our girls, not only to educate our women, educate our boys. Train them also. Suggest our men, suggest our husband. Today I'm here talking to you in a webinar presenting myself. It is because of my husband. He's supporting me. It is a Sunday, lunchtime. He is taking care about my kids. He is supporting me. He is the backbone of me. Everyone has ups and downs, fights comes and goes, debates comes and goes. Those are all the things, part and parcels of life. They are all passing clouds. So, women, make your men, make your father, make your brother, make your friends understand how important you are to them. And to men, understand your men, support and groom them, encourage them, award them for your own happiness. When you do that, the happiness what you get, you will realize it when you get it. You can never count on it, you can never measure on it. And that gives a better environment for tomorrow, a safe, healthy, and self satisfied environment tomorrow. So that's all with this. I think if you allow me to talk, I can continue going. Revati Madam and other participant, is there anything I
Yes,
can help
ma'am.
you?
Mm. Uh, Thank you, ma'am, for giving us the ways and giving us the means how to empower women. And there are some questions in the chat box. Professor Prahalat Kumar, he has asked a question. What is the correlation between women empowerment and family disorganization?
Sorry, who is the questioner?
Correlation between women empowerment. Prahalat Kumar.
Prahalat Kumar, Mr. Prahalat Kumar, Women Empowerment and Family Disorganization. How my first question is how a family disorganization only connected to women. A family organization comes with both men and women, right? So when we say that disorganization, it is not only the woman is responsible for it; it is a man is also responsible for it. So when you see a woman fighting for her career or fighting for something else in the society to prove herself, why as a men we support to organize a family? Why don't we do that? When you say family disorganization, I assume if it is a bigger family, then it comes from the elder that the woman doesn't give respect to them, and it comes from the kids that the woman does not have time to take care about them. It comes from the kitchen that the woman does not have time to cook, and it comes from the outside world that the woman does not have time to go and entertain the social events which she has to attend as a family. So these are all the common issues comes surrounding us as a men to your woman. So we are called as better half, right? When a woman struggles to fight with a career or struggles to fight with something else, if elders complains that the woman is not giving her respect, explain to them what is the situation she is going through with and tell them to treat her as their own. So family disorganization comes. This is from respect point of view, or this is from organizing the activities in the family. Who's taking care about the kids? What time you have to fetch the kids, leave the kids, drop the kids, and go and buy groceries or do something. Take them to the healthcare center, take them to the medical appointment, or go and meet a business appointment. All these things you do a calendar, a weekly calendar or a daily calendar with your partner and try to organize it. When you put up your effort 100%, what you say the disorganization, it will get dissolved in a matter of GP like this. When you start supporting your woman, either she is your wife, mother, or your sister, or your friend, when you start supporting her without letting her down in any situation, the surroundings who complains to you about this disorganization, they will support your family. They will support you. They support the woman. So this I've learned it in my personal life. So I'm experiencing it and I'm telling it to you. It is not only from my personal life, it is from all those achievers, women achievers, and all those star families. What I have observed, what I have learned, I'm sharing it with you. So hope that answer. Any other questions, ma'am? Can women choose entrepreneurship to become financially independent? Asked from Vishaka Rathod. Vishaka Rathod, I would like to talk to you. Can women choose entrepreneurship to become financially independent? Why not? Why not? So there are a lot more. We can just look around you. So many. How many women, business women, successful business women you can uh, point out and say? The women whom you want to point out do not need to be an MNC woman or do not need to be a global business woman. Just take a woman who is selling vegetables on your doorstep. She is a financially independent woman. Take a woman who's running a departmental store in your town. She is financially independent. This is a like women have to choose an entrepreneurship or a working culture or self yearning methodology to become financially independent, whatever wherever they are. The woman can be born rich also, but that money is not earned by her, that is earned by someone else. When you start earning your own pennies, the happiness, self satisfaction, and the recognition that gives is nothing else will give that. So women have to be financially independent.
Professor Lada, she has asked a question. Breaking off barriers, raising the bar, is it easy for ordinary women? How can ordinary women be supported?
Breaking of barriers. Ma'am, can you repeat once again?
Breaking
Breaking of.
off barriers,
Hmm.
raising the bar, that is the
Yes.
barriers for empowerment. Breaking the barriers for empowerment. How can it be easy for an ordinary woman?
Ordinary woman. How do we say that?
I don't know
Ordinary
why she
woman.
has differentiated as women as ordinary and special women. I don't know why she
No, no,
has
I
made a
understand.
differentiation.
I personally, I understand, madam, because see, as I said,
Mm.
I studied in a government school. Then after that, I share one of my personal experience. I studied in a government school. I was a district rank holder. When I got my okay, the first day I went to the college with so much happiness. I studied in Tamil medium. Okay, surprisingly, I went to the college. I was put up on the first bench because I'm shorter than anyone, all other students. And the first class started in fully English, 100 percentage. First 40 minutes gone, second 40 minutes gone. Swear me the third 40-minute third session, I was literally drowsy, sleepy. I was about to bang myself on the bench. It took me 3 months to get myself fixed with English teachings class. So I need 3 months for me to learn. Those 3 months, all those students who were performing well, excellent in English, they look extraordinary to me. I look ordinary for myself. So that is where Madam Lada would have asked. So whether it is easy for a woman to lift up the barrier to come up with all those obstacles to empower women. It is very easy, Lada. Why it took 3 months for me is because of my lower self confidence level. I was not confident about myself that I can beat those people, or I'm equivalent to them, or I am no upwards to them. That self confidence I did not have. So the 3 months time, I took 3 months for me to get that self confidence. How did I get the self confidence? The first thing, I spoke to my parents. Second thing, I spoke to my siblings and friends. And the main thing, how what made me to handle the situation, I spoke to my teachers. Whether you trust me or not, I had a mentor from my 8th standard, a teacher called Regina, and I had a mentor from my 10th standard, a sir called Tamil Maran. I spoke to these teachers. I literally cried to them. I told them, I don't want to go to college. Yeah, everybody is talking in English. Nobody is talking in Tamil. It's an alien environment for me. And the teacher from Trunavali and the sir from Pudukkottai, they said that they were the one who were behind me, motivated me, and told me English is just a language for you to communicate. Do not worry about the grammar. Do not worry about all those, adjectives. So many. Do not worry about past and present tense. Just talk. The person who is hearing is able to understand what you are talking. Your communication is successful. So they boosted me. They gave me the self confidence, and that is how I came out of that that environment. That is how I was able to achieve many things. So for you to break the barriers, raise your bars, and then to empower, how to empower yourself, first leave your all those negative things, get support from people, be proactive, be open, do not worry about anything and everything. Nobody is going to eat you or kill you. Nobody is going to tell you, oh, no, nobody is to going to stop you for doing things which are right. So be bold, come out, talk to people. If you have hurdles, talk to your own well-wishers, get a solution, activate it. Don't have fears.
Ma'am, another question is how can we inspire girls for personality development? Give some ways for inspiration of women towards personality development.
Very, very interesting. Very good question. Who asked this?
Once again, please, ma'am. Sarvesh Diwari.
Sarvish Diwari. Sarvish Diwari. It is a really, really a very good question, which I wanted to tell at the end of the session, but thanks for asking it. A personality development or personality maintenance, it is equally important between men and women. So regardless of whatever age we are, whichever position we are, how many kids we have, or whether we are married or unmarried, doesn't matter. When we maintain our personality, the self-confidence boosts up. The first impression is the best impression. So keep up your personality development always. How do you maintain your personality development? It is starting from your BMI, starting from maintaining your weight, starting from maintaining your dressing sense. It is not that you have to dress rich, dress right. It is not that you have to do 100% makeup and come as an add banner to any event or add banner to meet people. No, dress decent, do decent, look decent, be presentable. Be presentable, and the way you dress up, that gives you the respect. The first impression comes from there. So always have a good physique, do regular exercise, healthy eating habit, good physics, learn a language every year or learn something new yearly. Something new. Okay. Go out with people, look out the society, look out the environment, learn things, boost up your personal development. So when you maintain your personality, when you maintain your personal development, you will never go outdated. So this is one of the things which I wanted to tell at the end of the session. Thank you, Tiwari, for asking it now. This is really very, very important for both men and women.
Ma'am,
Any
the
other?
next question is from Professor Pramod Kumar. How can we come out from cultural conflicts which cause for women discrimination in India?
So yeah, cultural conflict which cause women discrimination in India. This is a painful truth, Pramod Kumar. That is where I strongly insist educating our generations, next generation, and supporting our women when our elder generation suppress them. So culture conflict, it comes between state to state, community community, and everyone try to dominate by providing their community culture, saying that is a good thing. And when such thing happens, Pramod Kumar, as we all educated, we know how to treat our own women. Stand for the women, stand for the women, and educate what is globalization, and educate what is equalism. That is how you can empower the women. That is how we can create a better next generation by defeating these cultural impacts.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you
Yes.
for all your kindness, for
Thank you.
patiently clarified the queries put forth in the chat box. On my own behalf and also on behalf of the Center for Women Empowerment and Women Studies of Manonmaniam Sundarnar University, I thank you for accepting our invitation and having spared your time, even in a Sunday, to address our participants. Thank you, my dear participants. Thank you, one and all. I'm
Thank
winding
you
up,
very
ma'am.
much for
Thank
inviting
you,
me.
ma'am.
Thank you. And thanks, Madam Revati, for your continuous continuous effort to make this webinar successful. And many congrats to you in future.
It's because of the support of all the research persons.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a happy Sunday.